What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Off-Road Obit podcast. I got my buddy Zach in the shop today. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, sir.
You're from what, Farmville? Or you work in Farmville?
I work in Farmville at Farmville Central High School, and I also teach at Pitt Community College.
Okay,
So
that's
right
cool.
there.
That's cool. I like your shirt, man. I think
Had to represent.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You have a really cool yellow Wagoneer.
Yes, sir.
How'd you get into Wagoneers?
So I had an XJ, and when my wife and I started dating, that's what we had. And she got really attached to it. At the time I was living in Ohio, and it was just like, if you lifted the carpet up, you were Fred Flintstone.
Oh, that's awesome.
That kind of Jeep. So when I moved down here so we could get married, I realized how bad it was compared to the stuff here in North Carolina, and I sold it, and she never forgave me.
How could you, man?
Right. It's an XJ. About a year later, I'm looking to get something else, and this yellow Wagoneer pops up in Goldsboro, and I paid no mind to it. I was like, nah, my wife won't go for that. She sends me the link on Craigslist, and was like, I like this. And blown away. I'm like, no way. She wants this yellow Jeep. So we go to Goldsboro. She's like, she already had a name for it, Bumblebee, because it was yellow, it had black wheels.
That's awesome.
And we bought it right there, and that was the end of it. Told me, you cannot get rid of this because you got rid of the last Jeep, and I never forgave you for it. So now I hear 9 years later, I've been in full-size Jeep stuff for 9 years, doing all sorts of. Recently rebuilt that thing from ground up.
That's cool. That's really cool. That thing is awesome. I love it. I mean, I feel like you brought it out to which Jeep affair?
So I brought it out to the course day last year. Yeah, last year. And yeah, I brought it out. It had just messed up the 20. I put a Detroit locker in it and everything, and then it messed up a couple more times, and I was done with the 20. So I had a buddy at East Coast Gear Supply. We got something worked out and swapped in a Dana 60 in the rear. So now I got Dana 60 rear, Dana 44 front, 8 lugs.
That's so cool. That Dana 60 in the rear, that thing, I might have just hung it up in the shop or something. That is like artwork.
It really is.
They do an absolute phenomenal job on axles. Better than, it's like stuff out of magazines from California or something. It's awesome. But well, let me ask you, if you had to build the perfect vehicle, would you start with a Cherokee or a full size Jeep? No, budget is unlimited.
That's a really difficult question. Because recently I really fell back in love with XJs. Just the simplicity of them and how fun they are to wheel because they're so small and they just do everything.
Yeah.
But no, it'd probably be a full size and 4-door Wagoneer because learned very early on the wife wants 4 doors. She's like, I'm not crawling around a seat to get in the back. So
yeah, the 79 Cherokee that I built is 2-door obviously, and it I thought I got it for free, so I couldn't say no. I know beggars can't be choosers, but if I could snap my fingers, it would be a 4-door just with 2 little kids, and I really wanted to put some nice seats in it, but what do the kids do every time they get in and out?
Food everywhere.
And step right in the seat.
Step right on it.
So I was like, I'm not putting nice seats in this thing, but maybe when they get older, I'll put some PRP seats or something in it. But for now, I got cheapo Smitty builts or
there
something. They were marketplace finds.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool. So are you originally from Ohio?
No. All the way back from California.
You're from California?
Yes, sir.
Holy crap. How did you end up in North Carolina?
My wife.
Oh, okay. So are you a surfer dude when you were younger?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
I did not know that. That's cool. That's really cool. Were you into wheeling in California or?
I got Rangers a lot with the idea that I was going to pre-run them and never got to it.
Yeah.
Because like money in California just got worse and worse and worse. I finally left in '09, right? Shock.
Yeah.
I finally left in '09 because it was getting so bad. I was like, I can't do this.
So then you went to Ohio. I'm not trying to get in your business, man.
No.
I'm just like genuinely curious at this point. So then you moved to Ohio
Yeah.
and then North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
That's cool. North Carolina is way cooler than California.
There's a lot of stuff to do, way more history, and your dollar goes way further, so you can have so much more fun.
Yeah, I believe that. If I've never personally been to California, so I have no business even talking about it. But just from what I've seen, like I have no business being over there. But and so you moved to North Carolina and you started working at the high school.
So I moved to North Carolina, and I actually worked at a Chrysler dealership for 2 years.
Okay.
I was really into cars. I had been working on my XJ. I was like, I like doing this. So I spent 2 years doing that and realized I like working on my own stuff more so than I like working on other people's stuff.
Amen to that.
So I got out of that. I looked for something else to do and just landed on going to school for welding.
Okay.
So I went through the Pitt program, 2-year program, got my degree, went out, welded for a while, different jobs.
Like
and-
industrial
Yeah.
welding.
Worked at a local company out there building tanks. Worked at another company building aluminum boat tops.
Mm-hmm.
And then the job opened up at the high school. Jumped on that because easy hours, good benefits,
Summers off.
summers off.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's a pretty cool deal. And then you get to like, teach the trade.
yes.
I mean, I feel like that's like super important.
We get a lot of students, and just being in off-road vehicles alone inspires them because they see what I'm doing. They're like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you're driving like a Volkswagen Beetle,
Right.
like a 2009 Beetle to school. Like you're driving like these sick rigs, and you're just like, dang, if I learn how to do this, I could, build something like that. Because I mean, you built yours entirely by yourself.
Yes.
Like, if that's correct.
I mean, I can't do engine and transmission, but I
Yeah.
literally swapped it in. They
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
me do it.
Yeah. And so you worked on your own vehicles at the shop,
Yes.
like at the high school. That's really cool.
So they literally got to see like the whole process of swapping in a small block Chevy. They got to see the process
That's
of
awesome.
swapping in a 80 series transmission. They even got to see the process of the custom suspension work I did when I did spring over and shackle flip. They got to see all that.
It's not like you're welding like two pieces of angle iron together. Like you're actually building stuff and
Building
showing
stuff.
these kids like if you put in the effort, you can actually have like really cool stuff
Yeah.
and not have to just go to like a shop to pay for it.
Exactly.
That's awesome. And so you're starting a new class at Pitt Community College. Is that correct?
So it is a off-road fabrication course through Con Ed, which is continuing education at Pitt Community College. So with the idea of like, we don't all have $1,500 to spend on a custom bumper with tire swing out, D-rings, lights, all this stuff. I built the one on my XJ for $300, I think.
And then you get the satisfaction.
I built that.
Yeah. Like that when you pull up somewhere like, oh dude, that's a cool bumper. Who built that? I did.
I did.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I built it in the shop. I mean, that's like the coolest thing in
So
the world.
cool.
Like even if I see something that I personally don't like on somebody's vehicle, if I find out that they did it, like I'm not gonna bash anybody that does their own work on their vehicle.
Right.
Even if it's, unless it's like dangerous, but something like that, like if you did it yourself, dude, that's awesome. It's not like you just paid somebody. How much would it be to get a custom bumper built nowadays?
If you go on, so-and-so's website, probably $1,500, $1,700
Yeah.
for an XJ bumper with swing out and all the extra stuff on it. Because I priced it out, I was like, oh, how much would this be? $1,500, $1,700.
That's a lot of money.
I think the most expensive thing I got was the spindle, because I don't cheap out on my spindle. I've had them break off before.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And that was like $120, $130. That was the most expensive part of the whole thing.
Where'd you get that from?
Summit Machine.
Okay.
It's like an 1.5 inch thick spindle. So if you break that,
Yeah, you shouldn't have been doing what you're doing in the first place. That's cool.
Well, if you can find the stuff and do it yourself. I think I used the flange off a spare axle to make the part where the tire actually goes on. Mm-hmm. That was free. A bunch of tubing I had from other projects around the shop. So,
I mean, that's like, if you can fix something with stuff that you got around the shop, like that's even like cooler to me. But I think I'm kind of redneck, but I'll admit it. But like, if you look
Aren't
at my,
we all?
yeah, we are in North Carolina. It's not California anymore, boy.
No. Shoot, in California, you can't do this stuff. So.
No, yeah, you got to have like electric everything now. So what are you offering inside of that class? Like, what's the classroom setting look like?
So to start from the beginning, it's $134 for the class.
That's nothing.
Nothing. And it runs from August 20th to December 10th. We have some holidays off in there. I think it's a 16-week course. First 4 weeks is like basic MIG welding, how to use a grinder, safety. We get into designing and layout. So you learn how to find center points, measure. We call it CAD, but it's cardboard assisted drawing.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that program.
Yes. And take you step by step on how to start with just scrap metal or whatever metal you get and turn it into something. So by the 4th week, students will come in with their projects.
Oh man,
and then you got 12 weeks to do it with the instructor, other people that have some experience. Like, you're not just in there with, I think we're going to have 10 to 12 people in the class. You're not just there with those people. There's other classes going on at night. Mm-hmm. So I can literally turn around like, hey, what do you think about this? And somebody can chime in.
Yeah, like, is there too much penetration on this weld or something? And then
right.
Somebody's right there. Like, that's really cool. Like, I wish I had somebody in my shop like that at like 12 o'clock at night. Like,
right.
Will this hold?
Is this going to work? The idea is, like, whether you have experience welding or building, or you don't have experience welding or building, you can come take this class and come out of it with at least one thing to put on your stuff.
$130. I mean, that's worth it in just networking, just getting to meet people that have like the same mindset. Like, if you need something 3 years down the road, like,
yes,
I need to get up with that guy, see if he has such and such, or see if he can help me with this or she or something like that. I mean, that is like the coolest thing, and I'll see if I can put like a link in the description of this video. That way they can click on it.
Sure.
And, at least get a little bit more information and stuff like that.
Well, biggest thing, like, you've been doing the Jeep Affair, now Off-Road Affair, this is going on 5 years. Mm-hmm. And we've seen how many people are interested.
Yeah.
And there's only a few shops around that can do anything like this. And they're already full. So if you want to get something right now, like, if you can do it yourself, why not?
Yeah, I mean, take a weekend.
Yeah.
And my thing has always been, I guarantee you're the same way. Like, instead of paying somebody to do the work for you, buy the tool and learn a new skill.
Yes.
I think that's like, if my son doesn't learn anything from me, that's what I want him to learn. Stay out of jail and learn a skill, buy a new tool. I feel like you're a successful father at that point.
Yes. Well, and the idea is, like, minimal tools. Most of the stuff I built, I've used at most a bandsaw. Mm-hmm. But most of it's been grinder with cutoff wheels, flat pads, and hard disks, building whatever I need.
Like, my grinder, I go through, like, at least a grinder a year.
Yeah.
Like I burn them up. I put like 200,000 miles on them like every year.
Definitely. It's like as much casting stuff they put on things that you need to take off to do whatever you're doing. There's so much grinding work.
And you know, we were talking about unibody stiffeners. Think about that coating that they put on unibodies.
You still have that factory undercoating. That stuff is nasty and it is everywhere. And it is thick.
And it will gum up stuff like crazy,
Yes.
like tools. Oh man! And then if you miss some and you try to weld right there,
Pop, 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 pop.
your toes are getting burnt.
Yes. And, you know, that's stuff we go through. Like, you're getting instruction from somebody that's already done it and went through that experience and can tell you, like, no, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Let's do this instead.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, not trying to step on anybody's toes, but a lot of people that I see, especially on the internet, like if I weld something up or I do something to my Jeep and I post it and you don't like it, you know, you just, you know, not that you would do it, but like, you know, people will just crawl all over you. Like they don't try to help you. Like, hey man, you know, try to adjust your regulator on your welding gas. Like, no, like you're just going to talk crap.
Yes.
So that class, I feel like, just at least gives them the confidence.
Because it's a class, you're coming in with the idea that if you mess it up, you're in a class.
Yeah.
So literally, I'm not going to tell you, like, you did that terrible. I'm going to show you how can we do it better.
Yeah.
So you walk out of here feeling good that you got it right, not feeling bad because you messed it up. No, we fixed it. We made it right.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea with the class. Like, this isn't a job. You mess up on the job, that's not good.
Yeah, that's
this
not
is
good.
a class.
Yeah. I just think that's like the coolest thing in the world. Y'all had said something about the next Jeep event, the next big or off-road affair, bringing like a trailer out.
So we have a full-size semi with breakout welding booths. There's like, I think 6 booths in this welding trailer. And we actually took it to a school right now to do some demos and everything. So we throw welders in it and you can weld in the semi-trailer.
That's really cool.
It is very cool. So
like
we've taken it
welders.
we've taken it to businesses and done trainings and all sorts of stuff. So the idea is we'll bring it out and show off, give people a taste. Like, do you want to do some welding? Hop on the trailer right here, do some welding.
Yeah, put this mask on.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Pull the trigger, see what it does.
Yeah.
Strike an arc, see what it does.
I mean, that's how you get people excited about it. Because I mean, I feel like now every day everybody wants to be like a DJ. Nobody wants to be like a welder or something anymore because people aren't excited about it.
Right.
What y'all are doing, it's got like me excited. Like,
Yes.
that is this like sickest thing. Like, I don't know, is there anywhere else that you know of that's offering?
I actually looked it up and there's a few, but they're like super specialized. So it's not, you can't just go to your local community college and take a fabrication course like this. We offer a fabrication course, but it's not tailored specifically to this. It's more basic fabrication, not.
Not like geared towards off-road.
Yes.
Okay.
So as far as I could tell, this was the only one, at least in North Carolina. The idea is we got, what was I going to talk about? So if you go on, I know you mentioned a link. So if you just type in welding or fabrication, it'll pop up.
Okay. At Pitt College.
There's a continuing education registration
Okay.
link.
Okay. Do you have the link?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you text it to me, I'll put it in the description.
And just a few things about what we're looking for in the class. We're shying away from like roll cages and custom suspension work, just mostly for liability reasons.
Smart.
Can't have somebody riding down the road and, oh, I welded this at PCC and it fell off.
Yeah.
And I went off the road. We don't want that.
Yeah. I get that 100%. Liability reasons.
But we're going to be doing bumpers, tire carriers, skid plates, sliders, diff guards, trusses, C gussets. I've got a spare Dana 30 that we can design trusses on, seat gussets on. I've got a spare Dana 30 cover, Dana 44 cover. So if you want to build an entire cover or just build a diff guard for it, you can do that.
I've got some extra axles, not to interrupt you. I've got
Yeah.
some axles down at the shop down there if you want to go through them, and you're more than welcome. Like, I'll help you out in any way.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because all I got is a high pinion 30.
I think I got a couple of 44s down there. They're all passenger side drop. And then we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything that you need around here, man, you got it. I'll make sure it happens.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Armor, that's a big thing. We don't have a CNC table, but we have plasma cutter, oxyfuel, a shear, bandsaw, and just hand tools, grinder stuff. You can make pretty much whatever you can think of. And for the XJ people, frame stiffeners. If you're okay with leaving your stuff at the college for a couple weeks, because it's not a one-night thing,
Yeah.
we can do frame stiffeners.
I feel like that's one of the most overlooked features on these Cherokees, because like I know you've seen it too, like this super built Cherokee, like, oh man, that's really sick. And you look up underneath it,
Hey, just
and it's just
sheet metal.
it's just that gummy, nasty stuff we were talking about
Yes.
earlier. Like, come on, man.
And you know,
Well, I'm guilty of it too. I've done that. I've had like a super, like, not super built Cherokee, but a decently built Cherokee, and I was like, man, I don't feel like doing that. So, but because I didn't have the confidence, like
Right.
I didn't now. Unfortunately, I do, because now that's like exactly what I'm going to be
Yeah.
doing tonight, is welding on unibody stuff.
I know it's a joke, but when people say like I took doors off my unibody and folded it in half, like
It's not a joke.
it's really not a joke, but it is a joke.
You have to laugh because it's true.
It's true. If there's nothing there to support it,
I saw one time there was a Cherokee at Uwharrie a couple years ago. He had cut the doors off and then cut a moonroof in his unibody, and it literally folded in on
oh
itself.
my gosh,
The bottom of the unibody was touching the ground, like it
Wow.
completely horseshoed.
there's nothing there. We were just talking about it earlier. It's sheet metal.
It is. We put a lot of faith in sheet metal.
Yes. So, I think I said we're teaching basic MIG welding, how to plan out a project from beginning to end. Measuring, designing, we want to see you successful. So, that's the biggest things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you know or what you don't know, we'll teach you.
Yeah, and I like what you said, seeing a project from beginning to end, because how many projects don't ever get finished, halfway
Yep.
through? I'd rather see a project not started than one halfway through. But I feel like that's like super important, like the follow through.
Me and a few others, we like to brainstorm and we'll throw out ideas, but the biggest thing is like, unless you talk about it, there might be something you're not thinking about, and then you get to that point and you're just like, oops,
I can't do this anymore.
I can't do this anymore because I forgot A and B
Yeah.
and I did C instead.
And I feel like one of the worst things that I absolutely hate doing on a project is backtracking. Dude, I'll be honest, I'll do my absolute best. If I'll take like the cab off of something before I have to backtrack. It is the absolute worst.
Give you an example. I've been doing a lot of XJ work recently, and we were talking about the rear bumper. I built this rear bumper and didn't have any wings on it yet because I had to do cut and fold before I could do the wings to protect that area. So it's like you build it with the idea that later on I'm going to add this, and that's part of that planning out.
Yeah.
Without planning it out, you might have tried to throw the wings on and then the bumper's not going to fit because you forgot, oh, I need to do this first.
Yeah. Again, like if you did mess that up, you'd never mess it up again.
Exactly.
Like if you had to build another bumper, or if you were helping a buddy, you'd be like, dude, you need to do
You
it
need to
this
do
way.
this.
And see, in that class, like you said, it's planning, a game plan. Of course, it's not going to go according to the game plan, but it's better than just coming in here and snatching the axles out of something.
Right.
And trying to do your best when you don't really have a good idea of what to expect. Once you take those axles out and it's just like sitting on jack stands, you're just like,
It's really easy to get demotivated and not do
Yeah.
anything anymore.
like, it's a lot easier to go sit on the couch and watch TV than
Yes.
it is to deal with that. I can promise you that. But I mean, I'm like, I can't stand for like stuff to be on my lift. I try to keep the motivation up. Like if I put it on my lift, I've got to get it off as quick as possible.
Right.
So that's kind of like, that's how I keep myself motivated. And I also do kind of like what you said, like I do lists.
But your lists are great.
I keep them on the windshield, and it's everything that I have to do. And it could be 50 things on there, but if you can mark off one thing a night, dude, there's nothing more satisfying than taking that marker and just like, it's seriously like a carnival cruise to
Yes.
me every time I mark something off. So you are involved with the East Coast full-size invasion.
So, what was it? Back in February, I was voted president of the Carolina Full Size Jeep Club. Been around for 20 years, somewhere in there.
That's awesome.
And yeah, we do East Coast invasion every year, full size Jeeps. As far as we can tell, besides one in Ouray, Colorado, it's the only one in the country.
That's awesome.
So-
I knew, you had told me you were the president, and I forgot that.
It just happened in February.
Well, congratulations, Prez. But you had to go. You said one time you had to go to Charlotte for something. Is that you had to go up there for that?
Yeah, we try and like do a centralized meeting of everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was back in February when they voted me president.
Nice. Was there? Did y'all just like meet somewhere? Or did y'all like do any wheeling or?
That time it was just meeting,
Okay.
but we do another ride in October. That's our fall ride. A little smaller. We don't play it up like a big event. It's just like, hey, if you want to come wheel, hang out with full size Jeep people, come on to Uwharrie, and that's October 24th through 26th.
Sweet. I'm gonna try to go to that. I may take my the Cherokee out there. I actually thought about trying to like roadkill that J10
Oh man,
up there.
that'd be cool.
But man, I don't I don't know. I really want to like and
Don't get it right, just get it running.
exactly. Gasoline forever.
Yes.
But yeah, that was definitely like one of the chillest low key adventure group rides
Yes.
I'd ever been on. But and the next one, and y'all always do it at Uwharrie. Have y'all done it anywhere else?
As far as like big group, it's only been Uwharrie. Honestly, the last few years there hasn't been like a full board for the club. With COVID and everything, it kind of got weird. Nobody was really present the last couple of years. So, being president now, I've started working on stuff. We had some great sponsorships back in May for our big event. So, trying to get some wheels turning and see what we can do. Smaller groups have done stuff like a few of us went to Harlan last month, wheeled out there.
yeah. How was that?
That was awesome. Just
You
to go do
drove-
something else.
You drove the Cherokee there,
Yes,
That's
7
like-
hours.
and you just came back from another road trip on the Cherokee,
Yeah.
too, didn't you? That's awesome. That thing ain't worried about no trailer.
Nope. The Wagoneer's a different story, but the Cherokee will just do it. Doesn't
Like, just
care.
go. That's really cool. I put some PRP seats in my Comanche last week or 2 weeks ago, and like I road tripped it to the beach, and I was like, man, like that got me itching for like a road trip in that thing.
That's cool.
Because I mean, I was like by myself, slamming gears,
Right.
like windows down. I'm with you on the road trip thing. Tow my stuff everywhere.
Right.
But that's kind of got me. I really want to like drive it and just risk it all.
Just
like,
have fun.
Yeah, just it makes it a lot more like adventurous for
Yes.
sure.
Like, I literally went to Harlan with my spare Dana 35 because I was getting my Chrysler 8 1/4 built. So I'm on spare tiny toothpick axle Dana 35.
Gambler.
Yep.
I respect it, man. Like I'd rather see stuff like that towing like a buggy or something behind
Right.
them. Like that's-
Overbuilt.
Yeah. Yeah, stepping on a lot of toes this episode.
It's all right.
Yeah, they'll get over it.
It's fun though, like, and that's what we're all for, just having fun.
Oh yeah.
My department chair, he's also an XJ guy, and he's who I bounce a lot of my ideas off of.
He's got the white one
He's
with like the two
got
doors.
the silver with the EXO cage.
Yeah, oh, it's silver. That's right.
Yeah.
I thought it was white for some reason. Yours is white.
Mine's white.
Yeah.
His is silver.
Yeah, but he's got the EXO cage and the tube doors and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that is a cool.
Yes, sir.
That's a cool build.
So we
for sure.
bounce ideas off of each other and
Yeah.
figure it out. So like he'll try something, I'll try something, and we'll figure out what works.
I mean, that's the only way to do it, man. I mean, because I know we were kind of talking about like reading stuff online, but like there's a lot of incorrect information on the internet.
Yes.
That people swear by, but like it's not true, bud. But
You actually do it. You're gonna have a different opinion.
yeah. Going back to the class, they're going to learn. Well, this guy on Pirate 4x4 said that you didn't have to do this. Like, you need to do that, or you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Vice versa. Like, real world is different than the internet,
Yes.
for sure. So don't believe anything on this podcast because it's on the internet.
There you go. Whoops.
Yeah. You got anything else, man? Anything you want to go over? All right.
We're excited. A lot of the people at the college are excited.
I bet they are.
We're hoping it picks up and we start running even more, do it every semester, maybe even 2 classes.
That would be cool.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you this. I don't know if you can answer it on here, but okay, can I go to one of these classes, like just to like drive by and come
Yes.
in? Okay.
If you want to drop by and see what we're doing, you can drop by and see what we're doing. If you want to work on something, we got liability waivers. You can sign something off and go work on something. It is, you got to talk with the department chair, and you can't just
I
go
know.
in the shop and
I
start
can't
working
just
on
like
stuff.
working. It's not. I'm not just gonna like drive up and be like, hey man, I have like a cigarette in my mouth or
Right.
something. But I would definitely like to at least get some footage
Yes.
of the class. Maybe even go as far as putting like a little video together
Sure.
for future stuff. This kid just learned to weld 30 minutes ago, and now he's sitting there stacking beads or
Yeah.
something like that. I feel like that would be pretty cool. But
We can definitely work something out.
so where can people find you? Like, what's your Instagram handle and stuff like that?
So PCC Welding on Instagram is pretty sure that's us. There's another PCC in Portland, Oregon. So
Make sure you follow the right one.
right, and then mine is my license plate. So RMBLWAG Rumblewag.
Rumblewag.
Yep.
I like it.
We got a lot of stuff going on. I think we posted a whole little information thing about the class on the PCC website. And Facebook, Instagram is up there too.
Did you have a good response from that?
We've had a lot of people asking. A few people sign up, but we've had a lot of people interested in asking, trying to get information.
I mean, that's cool. That just goes to tell you you're doing the right thing. Like you're in the right direction.
Yes.
For sure. But anyway, man, I really appreciate you coming out.
I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. I'm sure you'll be back on the show at one point or another. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you on the next one.